Yes, welcome to another cool time today, and we'll be showcasing something pretty cool. It's one of TryHackMe's room, which we decide to solve today. Um, we will be looking at this room. See a problem, of course. So it's actually the Tech Support 1. I think this is the first one, and it's under the easy difficulty, but it's got a bit of cool stuff to showcase. Hence the learning curve. It's pretty cool for those who will be trying to do web application pen testing. And I hope you love the content. Anyways, I'm recording from my MacBook today, so things may be a bit different from what it probably would be if I was on my Ubuntu computer. But once again, I've pretty much built this to be able to accommodate what we'll be doing today. So it'll be a good time to showcase that. Now, starting with this, we did an Nmap scan, and from our Nmap scan, we can see some ports and services open. I'm just going to go all the way to the top so we can walk through this. Port 22, TCP, port 80, which is where the web application is being hosted. Then did a bit of vulnerability scanning just to see if we can find anything. We found this test, we found this PHP info, PHP, we found WordPress, and WordPress login.php. Pretty much interesting. And Nmap can actually showcase that yes, there is a WordPress application running on this. I didn't have to do it directly brute force, but again, I'm just going to showcase how to use GoBuster to do the same thing. But Nmap already told me that yes, there is something. The only web applications available here is tests, PHP info, then the WordPress. So we'll be going after the WordPress. And again, a bit of vulnerability scanning, slow lorries. We won't be doing any of such today. A bunch of them. Well, it'll be good for you to look them. Then SMB. There seem to be a bit of denial of service stuff, but we won't be looking at that today. Now, I also did a bit of yeah, GoBuster. So GoBuster, just to showcase we can do the same thing using GoBuster. You can see my command over there. I'm using the sec list dictionary, wrap small word list, just so I can actually find out actionable result or outputs. I found a bunch of these stuffs, pretty cool stuff. Again, of interest here, we can see tests, we can see WordPress, whereas Nmap had already shown us all that pretty much at the start. So there was no point doing GoBuster, but just to showcase a few other stuff. Now after GoBuster, we found those directories. We went start up burp suits. Then I'm using the burp browser. We can see we okay. I think not on this tab at the moment. It should be on my Firefox first. Okay, I think I closed it up. Well, I'm just gonna open that so we can see what the page looks like here. So I'm gonna grab me an IP address. Then I'm gonna go into this browser. Okay, I will have to change this because the IP address has changed. So pasting the new IP address, I should be able to access the same resource. Then this is the panel. I'm just going to paste the IP address here. Okay, but first we're going to the WordPress. I'm going to explain how I came about finding this Orion stuff later on. I'm going to copy this and paste this here. I just want to go to the WordPress, which was found by GoBuster. There seems to be a lot happening here. So WordPress and also Nmap found the same thing. If I can go up there, we will see. I'm just going to copy this whole thing from Nmap. Then go to the browser. I'm going to paste this over here. So we should see that this is what we found listening. Now I'm going to showcase how I was able to find out this Subb0rt. Pretty much looking, this is the WordPress login. Now we could attempt default credentials, we could attempt a bunch of other technique to be able to go after this, but I'm not using this today. So still in my brute forcing over here, I'm just going to go into my burp suits instance. Okay, great. So under here, you can see started looking at the WordPress. Then under WordPress, I found the Subb0rt. So it seemed like this is actually one of the applications hosted there. Then going directly into it, I see there happen to be a redirect. You can see this is a completely different IP address, which is taking me to a different IP address. Got to be worried about that. Then I tried to see if I can replicate that passing specific. It didn't turn out fine. If I go to my repeater, you will see what I was just doing here. But again, now that I know that that is there, a bit of research over at my browser, did some research. I found the Subrian or Subrian, whatever that thing is called. Then this is what the application, the CMS looks like, content management system. It seems like they've got a bunch of these files. So I was going after each of them. Then I went onto Robert the TXT. For my burp, you will see Robert the TXT was able to list out these stuff for me. This is where it became interesting. So I found this panel and tried all of them, went after panel. I was able to find panel. This is panel. Now this panel showed me that there is Subrian CMS 4 version 4.2.1, which revealed the version number. A bit of such exploits, if I may open a bunch of terminals over there, but please bear with me. Such exploits. I'm not on my bigger screen. This is a MacBook screen, so it's a bit small. I'm not connected. So such exploits showed me that yes, there is a 4.2.1. There's arbitrary file upload vulnerability. Okay, so what I've done basically was to use such exploit to pull down the file. We can see the exploit here, which we're going to come back later. But a bit of other stuff. Looking around, still looking around. Just give me a second over there. I tried a couple of stuffs in the background, which I really want to walk you guys through because I found a couple of other stuff beyond this technique. After this, I was able to attempt, since SMB was listening also, if you had looked at the Nmap results, you will see there's port 445 and 139 over there. So I tried to use CrackMap exec. Installing CrackMap exec on my Mac wasn't that easy, but I was able to find out a way around that. And I was able to list out these shares. So you can see over here, there seems to be share print web server. So I used SMB over here. Just give me a second. Great. Over here, SMB clients on my Mac. I was able to connect to the server. Then I was able to list the shares. I found out that that's over there from what I've seen here. Then entering into that share, I can see that I just needed to use the web serve share. Then I was able to find this enter.txt. I cut the content out. Pretty interesting. Left a message, make fake pop-up, which happened to be in the test directory, which we saw from the map scan. Then fix Subrian sites, which doesn't seem to be working because it's redirecting. And then mention the cPanel, which was how I actually got in this in the cPanel. Then I did WordPress websites. Now below here, there seem to be Subrian credentials, admin, and the password, which is this random stuff over here. Now a hint was left here, cooked with magical formula. So that's quickly rang in my mind that there should be a bit of a cyber chef to be able to uncook or cook this stuff. So I grabbed the magic, which was spelled out the magical, then being able to paste that password over here, reveal the exact password as scam 2021. Okay, so I took this scam 2021 and the username, went into here to log in as admin, then the password as scam 2021. So I was able to log in. Now, upon logging in, obviously I've been able to download an exploit, arbitrary file upload exploit here. What we need to do is to try to see if we can use that exploit to maybe, it's taking a while to log, use that exploit to actually gain our first reverse shell. And I think that's what we're going to do. So if I go back into, okay, this is what the admin panel look like. Now we could find anywhere here we could probably upload. This is a CMS. Anywhere we can upload. If we find anywhere we can upload, we can actually replicate the same thing. Maybe grab something that we want to upload from that GitHub repo that I showed. We'll find a bunch of stuff there. Then maybe set up a reverse shell in it, upload it, then go into the upload directory to execute that binary or whatever to gain a reverse shell. But I'm not going to be using that technique. We see a bunch of extensions over here. So what I'm going to do is I will be using these exploits, which I pulled down from such exploits because I think that will work pretty much easy for me to go over this stuff. All right. Okay, so let's attempt to grab a reverse shell. I'm going to be using this. So I'm just going to copy this panel, the path to this panel, because that seems to be our entry point. And I'm going to go over here. So I'm going to, I'll have to clear the screen. That's fine. Okay, great. So I can run Python 3, then run that exploit. Then what I'm going to do is I'll pass the user admin. Then, sorry, I should pass minus u the path to the, not the user. Okay, great. That's the panel. Then minus. Now, I think we can use minus L admin, then minus P, which is scam 2021 as the credential. See if we can actually gain a shell. Okay, there seems to be an issue with my Python. I'm gonna have to figure this out and come back to continue this. Okay, so we had to do a bit of fixing. We can see there was an issue with Beautiful Soup, so I had to install Beautiful Soup 4. And after that, it seemed like we're good to go. So I ran the exploits and then passing in the username and the password, and we got a shell. So in here, oh sorry, my bad. In here we can see we're data. Currently we will be in the uploads directory. Is anything in there? Okay, great. So from this point we'll try to see how we can maybe gain a stable shell, like an SSH shell, or uh, probably I'll use a bash to spin a stable shell and it can't catch that. Then probably see if I can start from there as my way around. All right. Okay, so we're going to attempt to spin a reverse shell using the bash. We'll just copy this. Um, I think I want to change that to bash. Pretty much okay. I'm going to copy this. Then go to the terminal. I set up a netcat listener already on port 9001, which is where this is actually pointing to. Then I'll see if I can paste this over here. I'll be able to start a reverse shell. I didn't get a call back. I'm not sure why that didn't run. I'm just going to look around and find out what the problem is on the Mac. Okay, so there seems to be a bit of an issue. I've not been able to spin around this right on the fly. So what I've done is basically save that reverse shell in a file called revshell.sh. Set up my Python server over here on port 8000. Then I'm going to use a particular command to um, download. That's not the command. Just give me a second. I'm going to use curl to download that, then run it on the fly using bash. Okay, so that command will be this. I'm using curl to download the file, then run it on the fly using bash and see if I can actually do that. If it works, then I should get a callback over here. So we got a bash shell, fully fleshed bash shell here. I can attempt to use Python 3 and C, use the import pty spawn. That will work. Okay, no, there's a problem with this. No, that's bad. All right, I'm just going to restart that because it seems like that's crashing. Okay, Python 3c import pty spawn. Let's see if we can spawn in bash over here. Okay, if that works out fine. Okay, seem not to be. Export term. So we can have that fleshed. Can we clear this now? Okay, great. I think we're pretty much okay over here now. First thing usually I'll do is sudo -l just to see if this user is asking for password. So if I try that scam 2021, see if that works. Okay, it doesn't seem to be working. So obviously I cannot actually run commands as sudo with this data. So the next catch would be if I can find any other user on this box that I can probably use to maybe a little bit privilege or something of such. So doing a bit of digging, it's obvious there's a WordPress directory in this web server. So I'm going to try to see if I can go into that WordPress directory. There's a bunch of tabs here now. It's a bit messy. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'll have to figure out which of them has got my reverse shell this. Okay, so if I go back, or maybe I can just go back one more step. Okay, there should be a WordPress in here. Where am I at the moment? Can I still go back? Okay, so in here there's WordPress. Let me see if I can get in WordPress, see the content in here. So there's this WP content, config.php. Can I cut the content of, I have to stretch this a bit so I can have some full, cut the content of WP contents. I think I did not stabilize the shell perfectly. Is that a file? Is a directory? Okay, cd wp. Okay, cd wp contents. Okay, in here, what's in here? I'm gonna go back, cut the content of wp contents. .php. Okay, I saw wp content.php. That seemed to be a file, not a directory. Okay, let me see if that's a directory. Then we're damned. Great, it's a file. So we're going to look into this stuff. We probably may find something important usually as a PHP config file. So digging around. I'm going to have to pause the video here. Okay, so we found what we're looking for. We can see here in the database, if you walk with me, look at these blocks here. So DB username, support, and DB password. I'm a scammer. Obviously, you're a scammer. You're a bad mother F scammer. So I'm going to copy this. Then we will try to sue into support. Let's see. Since we have the password, no password entry for support. Okay, we're going to try this on the background and come back. So I don't think there's a support user, ls-l on home. I see there's a scam sites user, so probably that's the name of the user. Sue into scam sites. If that's okay, great. We'll paste our password in here, and great. So we got access into scam sites. Now from this point, it means we are one step closer. We should be looking at elevating privilege from here. We should probably be much easier. So we can run sudo -l here. So we can see this user can run okay, I'm going to go do some GTFOB research. I'm going to copy these, go to my tab. Okay, I hope my MacBook doesn't crash because there's a whole lot happening here now. GTFOB. I'm trying to push it beyond its limits, see if I can find some fun stuff, maybe showcasing my recording on my MacBook. Well, I have more or less built it to have a bunch of the tools I would regularly find in. Okay, so let's check sudo. See if there seems to be a thing here we can read a file. So I'm going to just grab this and go use this to read maybe the root file. the text password file. I want to do that. I want to do that actually. Okay, so here's the magic. I'm using sudo to run. Since I can run this as sudo without password, run this as root, then reading the content of the root text file. If we are able, we can grab the root flag quickly. I'm going to copy this and go verify if that's what it is. Then we'll still look around on the box if there's any other interesting thing that we can find. Okay, that seemed to be it. Whoops. Okay, great. We're done with this challenge, but we're not done with the fun. Going back on the box, we have probably there should be a way for us to upload a file using this, and then maybe using that as a technique to get a reverse shell. Or option B, I can use this to read the content of the SSH file of the root. I'm going to paste this again. My bad. I thought it was in my tab. I cannot go up and down, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and just edit it. Okay, so maybe add a bit more to the front. All right, great. So I quickly much spin up that shell again, and I'm able to use that to actually cut the content of the IDRSA file, which we can see over here. Now the catch will be for me to copy this bunch of blob and save that as a file, then set the permission, then to SSH into the box. I'm going to copy this. I have to spin up a new terminal here and showcase how that works. Okay, this is really getting really excited. Okay, you can see what I've done. Probably copied that, saved that as a file using Nano. I have the IDRSA file over there. Then I tried SSH into the box using the IDRSA file, and passing that, it seemed to be protected by a key. Now you may be wondering, this is a dead end. I don't think so. I think we can actually use John to SSH to maybe crack the key of this stuff, then passing that stuff here and still get on using SSH. But I'm not going to showcase that. I just want to let you know that it's possible to still gain this shell, SSH shell, if you want to go that path. And I'm going to still stop this here. All right, great. Thanks. It's been fun. Thanks for your time. And I'm going to see you in the next recording. Yeah, bye bye. Have a good day.